I'll be interested to see how much the Browns paid Teven Jenkins to go to their squad just to be a backup. Like, he's a backup. And I wonder how much they paid, because this is insane. I don't think anyone thought that Cleveland was going to land Teven Jenkins. It was between the Bengals, the Giants, and the Seahawks. Now, based on what we understand, we kind of were out right away. There just wasn't any reports that we were out, but we really, realistically speaking, never wanted him. Based on reports, we never wanted him. Nonetheless, though, he travels to Seattle, visits with the Seahawks, and then out of nowhere yesterday just goes, yep, I'm going to be a Brownie. So he is the backup now for Joe Antonio. I don't understand the situation. He could have been a starter with Cincy, which again, if we didn't want him, we didn't want him. So that really wasn't an option for him. So then he could have been a starter with Seattle. He could have been a starter with the Giants, but he goes to the Browns. And it's not like the Browns are a better team across the board, if we're being honest. They're not like way above, the Seahawks or the Giants. And again, if we're not interested, I guess go get paid to be a backup. I don't know. Maybe this was his only option. Maybe he went to Seattle and Seattle said, nah, we're not interested in you. Maybe he couldn't pass a physical. That's another factor we're not looking into. Maybe he couldn't pass a physical in Seattle. He didn't go to New York. We know that for sure. But maybe he was talking to New York, and once he couldn't pass a physical in Seattle, maybe New York said, all right, then we're not interested in you either. And then Cleveland was the only option available. Again, that's a realistic possibility. I'm sure they probably paid him nothing, almost nothing, to be a backup to Joe Antonio. But we do know Joe Antonio is going to play another year at least. So it's not like we're going to see Teven Jenkins take over for Joe Antonio. It's nice to have the depth purpose for the Browns here, to have a backup guy like Teven Jenkins, who, in all honesty, could be a starter 100% if Joe Antonio wasn't there. But unless Wyatt Teller, who I don't think they're going to get rid of in any time soon, or Joe Antonio, there really isn't a scenario where Teven Jenkins is a starter, right? So he's going to be a backup this whole season. Ethan Pullock is amazing. There's no way they're getting rid of him. Obviously, Dwan Jones, left tackle. I don't think you're going to see Teven Jenkins swing over to left tackle, and he's not going to be right tackle either. So all I gotta say is one thing. Cincinnati, let's call up Cleveland. Let's see if Wyatt Teller is available. If we can go get Wyatt Teller, this offseason will be the biggest W offseason of all time. This would be the most legendary offseason of all time if we could somehow, some way land Wyatt Teller in the end. Can you imagine? Now, obviously, listen, it's divisional. Chances are we're not going to be able to land him, as we are a divisional opponent with the Brownies. And they're not going to want to give us Wyatt Teller. But is it impossible? No. Is there a scenario where it could work? Yes. Could we take advantage of a bum franchise in the Cleveland Brownies? Absolutely. So if they think that Teven Jenkins could be the starting right guard, maybe they are opted to move him. Or maybe they're opted to move Joe Antonio. Because Joe Antonio is older. He still has at least 1 year left in his tank. Maybe we trade, like a 6th round pick, get Joe Antonio. They just start Teven Jenkins. And now we walk away with a pretty good, great left guard. And then we can figure out, maybe move Teddy K to right guard, Matt Lee at center, and now our line is shored up. I'm just saying, this is a situation right now where I'm sure with them signing Teven Jenkins, there's going to be a lot of teams in the NFL who are calling up the Cleveland Brownies trying to get one of these guards from them. because everyone is confused. Other than maybe, again, him not passing a physical, which is very good possibility. Why would they sign, or again, we don't know how much they signed him for, but why go out there and get Teven Jenkins if you already have 2 starting guards? Again, it's never a bad idea to have depth purposes, but there usually is like, okay, well, maybe they got a good deal on him. Well, again, we have to see the price tag in the end, but if 3 teams were bidding on him, unless he didn't pass physical, things aren't making sense. But again, we don't know about this, but they're moving one from a guard. Wyatt Teller or Joe Antonio, they're moving one from, or one of these 2 guys might have some injuries we don't know about. Maybe one of these guys has some problems going on, and the Browns are using this as an insurance policy. Again, there's all these questions. All I know is Cincinnati, call up Cleveland, because I want one of these 2 guards. If they want to go Teven Jenkins, let them. I either want Joe Antonio or I want Wyatt Teller. I want one of these 2 guys on our team. Who dey, baby? Who dey?